Welcome, age of vintage society. A worldwide beauty with a husky voice, Claudia Cardinale. Living an action-filled life on screen and off, her globe-trotting career has spanned more than 100 films to date. Why Claudia Cardinale always wanted to be someone else. Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. The most beautiful Italian girl in Tunisia. Possessing obvious beauty and fierce, intelligent eyes, Cardinale began cultivating her career in Italy before making the transition to American movies. She became one of Hollywood's most recognizable leading women, starring alongside the likes of Charles Bronson, Henry Fonda and John Wayne. However, it was when she grew jaded with Hollywood and returned to European film once more that she found true critical acclaim, securing the Nastro d'Argento Award for her depiction of Claretta Petacci, the doomed mistress of Benito Mussolini. Claudia Cardinale is an Italian-Tunisian actor who is known for her acclaimed European and American films of the 1960s and 1970s. Most of Cardinale's movies have been Italian or French. Cardinale was born on April 15, 1938, in La Goulée near Tunis, the capital of Tunisia, when Tunisia was under French rule. Her mother, Yolande Greco, was the daughter of Sicilian immigrants. Her father, Francesco Cardinale, was born in Gela, Sicily, and worked with the railways. Despite having an Italian father, she grew up speaking French after her French mother. She learnt Italian only after entering the Italian film industry. Cardinale grew up with two brothers, Bruno and Adrien, and a younger sister, Blanche. She studied at the Saint Joseph de la Pression School of Carthage and graduated from the Paul Cambon School. She initially wished to become a teacher. The fairy tale of how Cardinale got into the movies has crystallized into myth. Like many other female Italian film stars, Claudia Cardinale's entry into the business was by way of a beauty pageant. She was 17 years old and studying at the Centro Sperimentale in Rome when she entered a beauty contest, which resulted in her getting a succession of small film roles. Her earthy interpretations of Sicilian women got her noticed by Italian producers, and the combination of her beauty, dark flashing eyes, explosive sexuality, and genuine acting talent virtually guaranteed her stardom. Cardinale was part of a short film named Anneau d'Or. When the film was displayed at the Berlin Film Festival, she was noticed by French director Jacques Baratier. She got her film break in a small role opposite Omar Sharif in Gohar. The film won the jury prize at the 1958 Cannes Film Festival. At the Italian embassy in Tunis, she was voted the most beautiful Italian girl in Tunisia. Her prize was a trip to Venice during the Venice Film Festival. After the festival, she was offered movie roles. However, she initially refused them and returned to Tunis. 6 months later, a producer sold her on a career in movies, and she went to Rome with her parents, two brothers and sister, taking a home in Castel Guibilio, a small town outside the city. She was noticed by film producers and received an invitation to study at the Experimental Cinematography Center. She left the institute after her first semester as she faced language difficulties. Refusing several film offers, she returned to her hometown. However, she changed her mind because of her personal situation and signed a 7-year contract with Italian film producer Franco Cristaldi's production company Vides. Cristaldi supported her through her difficulties, acted as her mentor, and also married her. Claudia Cardinale had a very strict contract with Vides Films for a period of 7 years that forbid her to do many things like changing her hairstyle in the least or even marrying someone. Her voice was dubbed during her initial days in the industry, as she had a deep voice and spoke Italian with a heavy French accent. Her voice was dubbed in her early movies. The Pink Panther was meant to be her first English-speaking role. The best compliment she ever got was from actor David Niven while filming The Pink Panther. He said, "Claudia, along with spaghetti, you're Italy's greatest invention." Because of her own experience, Cardinale authentically portrayed the role of Ada, a nightclub singer and a young mother, in Valerio Zellini's Girl with a Suitcase. This was followed by a number of films such as La Viaccia, Bolognini's Senalita, the French comedy Les Lions sont lâches, and the French film Cartouche. The last film made her a star in France. In 1963 she was featured in a number of major productions such as Visconti's The Leopard, which also starred Burt Lancaster. She also bagged the role of a film actor in Fellini's 8½. Both the films were critically acclaimed and regarded as two of the greatest films ever made. Cardinale soon became a top star. In 1965 she received her first Nastro d'Argento award for the Best Actress for her role in Bibo's Girl. Visconti, precise, meticulous, as if we were in the theatre, spoke to me in French and wanted me brunette with long hair. Fellini, messy and without a script, spoke to me in Italian and wanted me blonde. She had to undergo a drastic makeover every 2 weeks during filming. After the 1964 film Time of Indifference, she worked in several Hollywood films for the next 3 years, including Circus World opposite John Wayne and Rita Hayworth, Blindfold opposite Rock Hudson, Mark Robson's war movie Lost Command, and Richard Brooks's western The Professionals. Despite many Hollywood movies, she could not become as popular as Sophia Loren or Gina Lollobrigida, as she did not sign exclusive contracts. By the end of the 1960s, she returned to Italy. After 8½, and The Leopard, there was Sergio Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West, and Werner Herzog's Amazonian epic Fitzcarraldo, whose fraught production, beset by death threats and cast meltdowns, is the stuff of legend. "It was the most incredible adventure of my life." Cardinale's eyes light up behind her tinted spectacles. "Just a small group of us with all the animals in the forest, can you imagine? Wasn't it dangerous?" "No, I like danger." "Herzog?" "A marvellous man, very intelligent and fantastic." "Kinski?" "Oh my God, but he was afraid of me." Surely the notoriously priapic actor must have tried it on. She laughs, then says nomically, "For me, work is something, life is another thing." One of her most iconic roles in American movies is in the 1968 Western hit Once Upon a Time in the West. Cardinale has been honoured at nearly every major movie festival. The Los Angeles Times magazine named Cardinale among the 50 most beautiful women in movie history. Although one of the greatest sensual sirens of her time, she never appeared in a nude or fully topless scene. Long considered one of the world's great beauties, she has appeared on more than 900 magazine covers in over 25 countries. While her longtime companion lives in Rome, she calls Paris her home due to her popularity in France. She was the irresistible muse of Federico Fellini, who bewitched audiences with her sensual gaze. "When I was young, I wanted to go everywhere and be everyone, and with this work I have," she says. "The interesting thing for an actress is not to do what she wants to do, but to be somebody else. I was blonde, I was brunette, I was a princess, I was a whore, I was everything. You are not yourself in front of the camera. You can live many lives instead of one. I think I've been lucky." The siren's decades-long career has seen her star in 175 films, and both the Venice and Berlin film festivals have paid tribute to her work. A staunch defender of women's rights, she was named UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador in 2000 in recognition of her commitment to the cause of women and girls. "You play the role in front of the camera, but you have to know who you are afterwards," she said. "Inner strength is the most important." Recognised as a prominent feminist, she fought for women's rights throughout the entirety of her career. Although she is regarded as one of classical Hollywood's most beautiful actresses, Cardinale attributes her success to her inner strength. Today, the Cardinale serves as an example to other leading women. Only those who draw upon the strength within themselves will leave their mark on history. Over the years, Cardinale has been romantically linked to everyone from Jean-Paul Belmondo to Warren Beatty to Jacques Chirac. I had lots of friends. Steve McQueen I would see in Rome because he was always coming to Ferrari to test their new cars. Rock Hudson was one of my best friends. She starred in 2 movies opposite him. Paul Newman gave me his house in LA to live in when I was there. Toward the beginning of her film career, Cardinale became pregnant through a relationship with a Frenchman. She has 2 children. Patrizio, who was born out of wedlock. TJH father was a mysterious Frenchman. When she was 17 and later adopted by her former husband Franco Cristaldi, and Claudia, whose biological father is her longtime companion Pasquale Sguitieri. Her mentor, Cristaldi, helped her by sending her to London for the birth and also kept the whole thing a secret. Cardinale's son Patrick grew up with Cardinale's parents. She revealed the truth to him much later. In 1966, while she was working on her Hollywood films in the US, Cristaldi joined her. They got married in Atlanta. However, the marriage was not made official in Italy. The couple split in 1975. Pasquale Sguitieri was her companion from 1975 till his death in 2017. They also had a daughter named Claudia. Desired by many, the actress's self-confessed only love was the blue-eyed Neapolitan Sguitieri, who is the father to her daughter Claudia and with whom she worked on a series of feature films. "I decided he would be mine," she said. "He always had a string of women, but one day I decided he was the one for me, and after that he abandoned all the others." If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, and if you want to support my work, please visit my Patreon page. Now it is your turn. What do you think about the life and legacy of Claudia Cardinale? She was truly one of the most beautiful actresses in movie history.